Hi, welcome to Nerdling Square, where I'm Kyle,
I'm Eric.
and where we love nerdling stuff more than the tickle of spoons! How are you today, Eric?
I'm hanging there. What about you?
You know, I'm alright, except for the other day I was watching TV, a rare fact for me, I might add, and I realized TV sucks, now at least. Like,
it definitely does. It is not comparable, almost.
to, like, when we were growing up, so we're 90s kids, 90s, and I would say my cutoff would be like 2009, maybe early 2010, would be the pivotal for cartoons, the normal TV shows, heck, even some anime.
Yeah, you're talking about the shows, and I know it was like right before that cutoff, but one I was thinking of like Supernatural. Like I went back to that, and I was like, like CW was really on point during that era.
And you know, they tried. I will say this: they really tried, like with like Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, maybe not Legends of Tomorrow. That's just a personal preference. Everybody, you know, this is an opinionated channel, so of course you have your opinion. But it was, they tried to hold it together, and they did their best, but it still doesn't compare to now or back then.
Yeah, it's like Smallville.
Oh God, Smallville, yeah.
Yeah, what's your favorite one if you had to throw one in there?
If I'm throwing, okay, so are we doing cartoon?
Just in general.
Okay, so I am a categorized person. By that I mean I have to put like each thing's categorized, like so live action shows, cartoons, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm gonna start with shows. Believe it or not, I'm not gonna go with Smallville.
Really, I would have thought that would have been
it's number 2. Because I'm a big Superman fan, like really big, and remember that too. But mine would actually have to be the show that me and my mom watched together. Rest in peace, Mom. ER.
I was gonna say ER. I thought.
It's a show, for those of you that don't know, it's basically, it was back then what would be like Grey's Anatomy or The Resident or whatever doctor shows are out right now.
Yeah.
It was basically that, but it, to me, I liked it better, how it grew. And it did go past 2010, actually. It ended in 2013, I believe.
Yeah, and it also had George Clooney. I think that was the hook that
it had a lot of big name actors in it.
Yeah.
It had Clooney. He was in the beginning. You would even see like guest stars that not like now. Who's the guy that played Black Panther? I can't remember his name. Chadwick.
Yep.
Something. Rest in peace.
We are terrible with names. It doesn't mean we don't respect the band, but we just
can't remember them. But like he was a guest star in it for a while. They had like some incredible actors on that show.
Yeah.
And like the story, if you haven't watched ER, I know it's on Pop, which is like a channel for like I would say older dramas.
Yeah. Oh God, that hurts my soul when you say it like that.
I know. But that was my favorite show, and to the point where one of my mom's favorite shows too, and she bought the entire 15-season collection. This big box, and
I remember almost tripping over to have a handful of that.
Well, because it will literally stand like yay big. I had to find the camera. I'm sorry. It was big. It was long too. So 15 seasons, and you remember, like seasons back then, they were big, thick, 6-disc. God, I missed that. But no, that was her favorite. And then when she passed on, I got it.
Yeah.
So, and that's like, I sat down one day. It's not something you can watch in a day, but it took me like 3 weeks, and I binge watched it. From season 1 all the way to the last season, and it was John Stamos was in it too. Last couple seasons, I remember that. Now. John Stamos was in it, and the girl that played Velma and Hawkeye's wife.
Oh.
You know,
I know.
You guys know who we're talking about. We like I said, we're terrible with names. But Eric, if you had to pick a '90s, 2000 show,
like an actual live action show,
yeah,
that's a tough one. It's between Smallville and Supernatural, and like I'm gonna lean towards Supernatural just because that I don't know, it hit all the right notes for me with it being a horror show,
Yeah.
and then just freaking Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki, like those two worked so well together.
I wish, and I can get a lot of hate from this. I know I have not watched Supernatural. I watched like 3 episodes, and I liked it.
It is a slow burn in the beginning.
Yeah, I understand that, and I have, I want to watch it. It's just mine is one. I don't have the streaming service on my system that I could watch it, so I would have to get it. But I think what it was is I started watching it, and then something else came out that I was waiting for, and I started watching that.
I was gonna say, so that was 2006, I believe, is when it came out. So.
Well, no, I mean I started watching it like 3 years ago.
Fair, that's fair. I already know what your favorite cartoon is.
What?
Gargoyles.
It's a toss-up, actually.
Really?
Yes. Okay, so again, there's Gargoyles, which most 90s kids, and if you don't,
I'm free!
I'm finally free! But no, it was a great show. I tied it in with my dad, because my dad introduced me to it.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know what Gargoyles is well, it's about gargoyles.
Like, the title... That's another thing we need to get on the topic about. Is the simplicity of names back then.
Oh, it's so easy. But no, so Gargoyles was medieval times. Gargoyles were fighting alongside humans. Some humans didn't like it, so there was a war. This is the very first episode, actually. A wizard put a curse on the gargoyles, so at sunrise they turned to stone. 1,000 years had passed, and they got transferred over to New York, and then they woke up. And I'm not going to say anything more about the plot because you need to go watch it. It's on Disney Plus.
It really is a good one.
It's fantastic. But my other one, and this actually goes along with my odd one that I liked, and not a lot of people know about this show. It's called SWAT Cats.
SWAT Cats. Oh
Squadron Supreme. We're showing our age here. Which SWAT Cats came out.
Meow, got it.
SWAT Cats came out in 1994, actually, so a year before I was born, and it's a show about cats, believe it or not. They're fighting, like they fly jets, and they're heroes, and that no one knows their secret identity, and they fight, all these bad villains. One of them's actually named Dark Cat. Yeah. It was such a good show, and I only watched it actually on Boomerang.
That was good. So that's off topic. I know I go off topic a lot. You're going through this. It's like I realized a lot of the shows that we thought were like 90s or 2000s were actually earlier than that because of when
Boomerang.
Because of Boomerang and they're like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
The 06 one was so good, and
I was thinking about that one the other day, and I forgot. Continue.
But yeah, no, it's like it's crazy. Like I don't know how to form words that like you're saying Boomerang, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or like Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry's an old one, like old, and yet we're like, oh yeah, I remember that when I was a kid, and then I'm talking like I think it was like my mom or aunt or something. They're like, oh yeah, Tom and Jerry was around when I was a kid. I'm like,
yeah,
excuse
it's been
me?
out for forever. I was just thinking about old Boomerang shows now. Space Ghost.
Oh, Space Ghost.
Or if anyone remembers the Herculoids. You remember the Herculoids?
Yes.
I can never remember their names. I know they had a rhino that shot meteors out of his horn, and then the morph thing that didn't talk. It just went blah, 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 blah. Its noise was hilarious.
Oh, remember when Looney Tunes were just jumping on the spin-off with like Duck Dodgers?
Oh god, Duck Dodgers! Like there was 2 versions. There was the original Duck Dodgers, which I can't tell you the year that it came out. I probably should have done my research, but yeah. And then there was a second Duck Dodgers that came out in I think in like 2006, 2007, which was more updated, and it was his own show because Duck Dodgers was just like a 5-minute episodes that they did on Looney Tunes. But no, this was his own show, and it was fantastic. And I loved watching it.
What? I just thought of this one, and every time I mention it to anyone, they go like, "Oh, the live action movie." Mighty Ducks. You remember the animated
The
Mighty...
one where they, like, geared up and everything? Yeah! Oh, that was a great one. Like, I can never remember it.
Yeah.
Like, exactly.
The only scene I ever remember from that show is when the original leader's hanging out the ship or whatever, and he goes, "You're the leader now," and then just lets go, and I was like, I guess what I was like 6. You know, 6-year-old me is like, trauma right there,
right there. Speaking of ducks, real quick, and we're still on the age of '90s cartoons, of course. Speaking of ducks, the one with the best, in my opinion, the best theme song ever, Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing
Duck, let's get dangerous. I don't know that.
Just that.
Just that. Because it's whatever. But yeah, that was a great show. We could go on. Honestly, we could go on. We played this game last week where we just named '90s shows.
Yeah, we had recorded the last episode so late at night that it was super dark when he was heading back, and if what was it, almost 2 hours of just going back and forth naming the '90s and
just
2000
naming
shows.
the '90s, and that's actually a game I play with anybody.
Yeah,
like if you're around my age or even a little bit older than me, my sister, I played with Kathy on the way home, and we got into it. Like, she was shocked about the things I knew. 'Cause I don't know why, but like when it comes to shows, I can watch it once and remember it. Yeah. I don't know why. But real quick, to briefly get away from cartoons, it is a different kind of cartoon, though. It's going to be anime.
Yeah, so I gotta ask, I think I know both of ours. I mean, I'm probably wearing it right now.
So he is correct. My favorite all-time 90s anime, 90s 2000 anime is Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Z to be exact. But
Dragon Ball was wild.
It was freaky. But that's the next episode, Eric.
Yeah, it is.
But my other one, it's known but it's not known. It's Big O.
The business, so to explain Big O in the most simplest terms, because it was a great anime, it was literally if Batman decided he wanted a giant mech, not be Batman. It's like the best way I can describe it. It was about this business guy who literally saved the world in the big mech, which was named
Big O. Yeah,
like it was very simple.
It had the most like biggest fist I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, I watched an episode of that recently, and it reminded me of Obelisk the Tormentor from Yu-Gi-Oh! His fists were just massive. But that's mine, or Dragon Ball, or even Bleach.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of you, as you can see, if you can see rather well, I have most of my favorite animes tattooed, and you got Dragon Ball Z down here, Full Metal, and then it's hard to see, but I have.
Yeah, I was going to say we both have that one. Just in different forms.
Conveniently, these are also 90s, 2000s animes.
Yeah.
So
we grew up in I would say, the best era because of our boy Tom from Toonami.
Oh God, Tom! Didn't that actor die recently?
I think he did.
Somebody look it up and tell us in the comments, please. If Tom's still alive, or if he passed on. If he did, rest in peace, Tom.
But
his voice was
that. I know you have your questions, but I was going to lead into my own one here with that. And that's the simple fact that, like, we had so many different blocks in channels. We had Toonami, we had WB Kids, we had Fox Kids.
We had Jetix.
Yeah, Jetix. That was what the next one I was going to say. Like, they specifically knew what they were doing when they're like, here, we're going to block out these, like, 4 hours just for these certain cartoons.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, real quick, rest in peace, Cartoon Network, because it finally is gone.
It hurts my heart. I read that when it came out. Either you sent it to me or I saw it on Facebook, and I actually shed a tear.
Yeah, that was like it. It was going down.
We knew it was going down, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But like some of the best shows, Generator Rex, Ben 10.
Oh yeah, but those two right there. Conveniently crossed over a lot.
Yeah, they did actually. Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo. Hell, I'm even gonna go in the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah. I used to love that show. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Yeah, no. Anyone can love Powerpuff Girls because they're badasses.
Real quick, favorite villain from Powerpuff Girls?
Ooh, I gotta go with him.
Same. That episode where he took over the world freaks me out. Still to this day, I'm like, oh, God.
That and just how forward that was. Like that.
Yeah,
that. But what's
we could do a whole episode on Cartoon Network.
Oh, yeah, we could do a whole episode on any of those blocks because that's where it all started.
For us, at least, that's where it all started. But, alright, so we could keep going, or we can move on to the next question. What would you like to do?
I was going to say, fire them at me.
Okay, so I already answered my oblong question of SWAT Cats. With the what oblong cartoon did you like? Yeah, I know.
The oblong. I'm sorry. You're saying this and the show.
I meant to say oddball, but it popped out.
But mine was Huntic. Which
I remember that.
Which was kind of like... So, we gotta talk about that too here in a second, but the amount of card game based TV shows in that era.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masters.
Chaotic.
Oh god, Chaotic.
And then like Huntic was kind of playing on that, so it was more, they were hunting relics, but the relics had powers.
And yeah, I know sorry, I was thinking about more card game based. Like Bakugan?
Those were hybrid. They were like the
it was still a card, though.
Yeah.
And you could play it now, kind of.
But yeah, Beyblade. Oh,
that's not a card-based game, though.
I know, but we're talking
We'll let it rip another day.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, Hunting was definitely one that I remember, and it's like, it was pretty good. God, remember Battleborgs?
Yes.
Well, not many people do. They're like, what? They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the Battleborgs, like.
And we're talking robots real quick. Continue. I thought of one.
No, go ahead.
Cubics.
I was about to say Cubics. That was my next one.
If anyone remembers Cubics, it was a robot made. Cubics is like the older version of Baymax, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So Cubics, he's a robot made of cubes, and he could turn into different things. He was like a helicopter, a jet bike.
Yeah,
tank at one point.
I was gonna say the closest comparison modern cartoon I can think of is Blaze and the Monster Machines.
Oh wow!
And I know you don't know that one.
I know what it is,
but like when it comes that's about. See, Blaze is more like small children. Cubics was like more like little grown.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah, but it's just like for people that have kids, because I have two of them, so I've watched the show 100 million freaking times. That's the best way I could compare it. But Cubics, instead of like just magically, he literally broke apart and became the thing.
Which, did you name off your oddball cartoon?
Hunting. Yeah.
So that brings it into a question that I had, and that's perfect. How would you compare today's TV to back then?
Oh god, there's not much to compare. So we got to get the big elephant in the room out of the way. TV's not TV anymore.
No, it's
streaming. Yeah. Which isn't bad, and like in my opinion, it's not bad. It's a little more convenient than when we were kids. Because remember, commercial. You got 5 minutes. Run into the bathroom. Run back.
Go to the kitchen. Get some snacks.
Like so, I appreciate that. But now it's just more. Here's this platform. Let's make a show for it. Instead of here's this channel. And let's make a show for it.
Right. I could agree with you. I like some. There's not references from today to back then, but like
X-Men '97.
X-Men '97. If anyone hasn't watched that yet, go do it. It's basically a continuation of X-Men the animated series from back in the '90s. Fantastic.
It really is.
But so back in the day when we were kids, we were on Nickelodeon, Nick Jr. If it was a thing then.
It was. Oh my.
Blue's Clues.
It's still around.
It's still around, but it's not Steve.
Yeah.
So I don't care.
I mean, that's fair. But I mean, Steve's on TikTok now.
I know. Go follow Steve. But
yes.
What I'm getting at, by the way, first off, did you see that video of Steve? Like, he made a video.
Yeah. Do you mean the one that made me bawl my freaking eyes out? Yeah.
I violently cried watching that, by the way, because I'm like, holy crap, this man, like, Steve's a legend.
Yeah, and then
100%.
And that's another thing we're talking about. They hit us with nostalgia so hard. Like with you said, Legends is when they did the Infinite Earth.
Yeah.
And they brought back what's his name?
Tom Wellings.
Yeah, from Smallville, and we're like, oh. And
which, if you haven't watched Smallville, I recommend it. It's basically the life of Superman before he became Superman.
So the best way I could put that is, if you watch Gotham, you need to watch Smallville because it's
Gotham. But what I was getting at is, so we have Blue's Clues. Kids nowadays has Bluey.
Yeah.
There's a good, in my opinion, it's not just because of a blue dog. No.
Yes, because of just the blue
dog. It's like they're not. I'm not comparing them. I'm not saying they're the same. But in my opinion, Bluey would be like the next Blue's Clues for kids.
Yeah.
It's an opinion. Like I said, it's an opinionated channel. So.
Yeah, no, and that reminds me, because like that's Australian. Like a lot of shows that we grew up were made right here in the Hollywood, not right here in Hollywood, but in Hollywood.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
And like, I noticed that like a lot of shows are more reaching out of the country, and they're good too. Like like Bluey, and I'm trying to think of another one off the top of my head, but like it's definitely Bluey. Bluey blew up here, like.
Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah, that's another one.
Peppa Pig.
I don't want to talk about Peppa Pig.
I want bacon.
No offense to anyone. No offense to anyone who lets their kid watch Peppa Pig. I personally don't let my kids. If you need to roast me in the comments, do it. I don't. That's okay. You're entitled to your opinion on answers. I personally think that. No, Peppa. Sorry, I went on the
bacon now. Every time I watch Peppa Pig, I'm sorry, because I saw there was a video about it. That's what it was. Is they're like they went up to their father pig or whatever the heck his name is.
Daddy Pig.
Yeah, and it was like, we found your daughter, and held out like a plate of bacon. And I'm like,
and we thought our shows were dark and twisted, but let's get back.
We'll get back to that. That could be another episode right there. But my last question for the day is, if you could pick a show from the 90s, 2000s, for them to bring back, not remake, but kind of do what they did with X-Men 97. Continue it. Give it a new story. What would you pick? It could,
Batman Beyond, 100%.
Oh.
Because, God dang it, I need the end of Terry's story. Warner Brothers, I swear, if anyone from Warner Brothers is watching this, you need to stop messing up. Yeah.
He got a little aggressive. It's okay.
Sorry,
okay.
I just saw the leaks of the Batman Beyond movie that was going to be made in the Spider-Verse, and Warner Bros.
That was great. I have two, actually. One, which I think they're actually in the making, is the Spider-Man animated series.
So we can't really say much without spoiling 97, but because of that, I do think I saw that they're going to continue it.
I think it's going to be Spider-Man 98.
Yeah.
That's all we can say, and that's all. Well, I mean, we don't know much, but I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't watched X-Men 97.
And especially if it does come out while you're watching this, hey, we were right, for one, and two, if it doesn't, hey.
Predictions. But my other one, you guessed it, Gargoyles.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Can you just imagine, because the animation back then, for its time, was impeccable.
Yeah.
It had some issues, but other than that, it was fantastic. You imagine it now.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be great.
Well, while we're talking about animation, for those who don't know, I did go to school for literally digital art. But I was just going to say, the hand-drawn versus what the CGI and the animation we have now are worlds apart, almost. It's ridiculous. We were watching 97, which this isn't much of a spoiler if you watch the trailer, but it is in almost the same style as the original, which is impressive nowadays, because that's hard to maintain. It's the same style throughout two different versions of the same show.
I will say for X-Men 97, I watched it with a group of friends. The end of it, at least. There is a scene in it that they depicted in the comic books, but they never it hasn't been made into games, or TV shows or movies until X-Men '97.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you what, but big X-Men fans that are watching probably know what I'm talking about. But I will say the very first 2 episodes are so good. Like, the whole series is good.
Oh, yeah.
But the very first 2 episodes are chef's kiss.
Yeah, and they, like... I don't know. I feel like nowadays, like I said, they're trying to hit us on the head with the freaking nostalgia stick. They're like, watch our shows!
Well, speaking of nostalgia, like, I'm going to take it back to, like, some live action shows. Or in this case, reality TV. The Golden Bachelor.
Oh, yeah, aren't they just milking it for, like, every age group now?
All reality TV now I'm sorry.
It's not good.
It's not good. Like, I used to watch Big Brother with my mom. Early Big Brother. That was fun. I liked it. Early Survivor. Great. Early Amazing Race. Great. That's it.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, plus how much time has passed. Like, some of these are on their, like, 20th, 30th anniversary, and I'm like...
Amazing Race is on its, like, 26th season. I'm like...
Yeah.
Running out of places to go eventually.
Yeah, you would think. Like, it just... And, like, they really pushed what they could put on TV back then. Like, it...
the FCC did not care.
Yeah, no, like, like you said, Big Brother, I mean, it took them until... I'm honestly going to leave until we were almost teenagers before they finally put it at the midnight slot.
So there was 2 shows. Mm-hmm. There was Big Brother, which is on CBS.
And then Big Brother After Dark.
There was After Dark, which appeared on Showtime, which it let them cuss. You didn't like... I'm going to have to say a word. I apologize. Because Showtime, after a certain period of time, would play questionable... Content. But they wouldn't show them, like... Doing it. Yeah. I wasn't going to say the word. I felt wrong saying it.
Yeah.
But they did show, like, if somebody was walking around topless, they showed it. Or pantsless.
Yeah.
They didn't care. These people had to sign a contract to do that, though.
Yeah, and
I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah, no, But that's... I was just trying to make the point of...
What happened?
I don't know.
Are we still recording? Yeah, we are.
Yep, okay.
We had a minor...
Technical issue.
So.
But, no, I just wanted to bring that up because, like, nowadays, everyone has access to the internet. So, like, what made us uncomfortable growing up with stuff like that, kids nowadays just go, toot, 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 huh, and then they go on about their day. Like, it's just crazy. And then, like, you know what reality show I want brought back, or if it's still on, I don't see it very much.
Fear Factor?
No.
Damn.
No, I never was in the Fear Factor.
I was.
Too much spiders. I don't like spiders. But
I wouldn't watch during that scene.
But no, it's Kitchen Nightmares. I don't know if it's still going.
It is.
Is it? I haven't seen it in a minute, but like...
Bravo.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, no, like those kind of shows I was into are like...
Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen was a good one.
Which I wouldn't be able to sign that contract, by the way. I would punch him square in his face.
From what I understand, he's a great guy outside of that.
By the way, for anyone that doesn't know who we're talking about, Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
He is on Hell's Kitchen. He will scream in your face until he is blue. And he will cuss at you. He will insult you. You have to sign a contract to not react. To not get angry with him. And I couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't either. Like, we had some good ones. Like, I mean, Undercover Boss is still going. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, it is. Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah.
Celebrity Deathmatch, though. That's off topic, I know, but I just thought of that.
No, that was in. Oh my god! Speaking of pushing the boundaries of TV, MTV in general.
Hit my ride.
Oh my god, I mean, I know now they're focused more on shows, but just Jesus Christ, that was an era.
All right, we got way off track, so I'm gonna say this. I have a question for you at home, or if you're at work watching this, which get back to work.
Or flying on a plane if you're watching it there somehow.
Yeah, or honestly, if you're in the bathroom. Good luck. Yeah, I'm rooting for you. What is in the comments? Tell us whether it be a show, a cartoon, or an anime even from the 90s, early 2000s. What was your favorite? Like, you could even list out a couple. I like reading the comments. I do it actually quite frequently. But just list it out there. And I just want to see, like, if anybody's, like, overlap, if people have the same one.
Here's a add-on to that question. Your favorite one that you think no one will remember.
Yes.
Like, that we gotta really focus on that, because I don't know if you noticed this with streaming, but literally shows are disappearing, and like the stuff that we enjoy are just gone. And you would have to buy them physically, which is near to nigh impossible because half the time they're just not available. Or it's just like people will forget it because, like, the Mighty Ducks, the animated Mighty Ducks, I don't know where I could find that.
It's not on Disney Plus. I've looked.
Yeah, and like maybe YouTube, but that's a big hit or miss.
You gotta buy it then.
Yeah, so.
Which I might YouTube.
Yeah,
I might buy it.
But as he was saying, just list your favorites. Let's build the library.
Right. But also, we might need shows to watch. We could, because TV nowadays isn't great, so we need stuff to watch. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Also share with your friends.
Ring it.
Yes, ring the bell. But share with your friends. The more we get in here, like I said, we're not doing this for any just reason. We just want to talk to you guys. But if you share with your friends, the more people we get, the more following. And the more conversations we could have. And
we would love to have conversations with you guys too. Like, if we get big enough, I do think we're going to probably do a live one eventually.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that on the way over here, honestly. I was like, I would love to sit down one day for, it'd be a couple hours, like an hour, 2 hours, anything, and just sit down and talk to you guys. I'd love to do it if like you guys had cameras, if there's a way to do it. Have one-on-one conversations with people. Two-on-one conversations with people.
Wait. I'm just very...
But, yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Comments. I love reading the comments. But you guys, have a fantastic day.
Yep, and remember, the tick loves spoons.
Spoons!